In this video, I'm going to show the operation of RouteMaster 3's new high availability mode, where you have a pair of RouteMaster systems acting as a main and backup pair. I'm going to be demoing this using RouteMaster VR, which is our NDI routing solution. So we'll actually be able to see this with the live video in the screencast. Before I start, just talk you through the various bits I've got on screen at the moment, starting from the top right here. This is the RouteMaster application, actually connecting into the RouteMaster service on this machine. This is currently the main machine that we're looking at here. So this is the UI for the main machine. Here I've got the web UI for that machine. I'm looking at the status page of it, which is showing me that the main machine is online and running and the backup is online and stopped. And similarly here, I've got another browser open, looking at the backup machine, which we can see is just online and stopped. Video sources, I've got just a handful of NDI video sources here. I've got 2 test patterns and a live video source, just hopping between them in the RouteMaster UI, so you can see the different sources. And we're looking at the output of one of the router outputs here in Studio Monitor. So we're looking at router output 0. So if I were to take new video to that in the RouteMaster UI, we're seeing that in Studio Monitor. I've also got a simple Helm panel here, which is again controlling that router output. So I can switch my sources here directly and see all that being reflected in Studio Monitor. Right, before we go into high availability operation, if you're using NDI and RouteMaster VR, there's one configuration you should make in the router configuration. If we go to the configuration of the router, this is only currently available in the web UI. You won't see this in the main configuration UI. There's a new option here which allows you to specify the NDI machine name that your router is going to appear as. And what this means is the NDI sources, every NDI source on the network has a unique name which is formed from its machine name and then source name. And by doing this, what we've done is we've made all the outputs from the router appear as a particular machine called router in this case. Obviously, a machine name shouldn't clash with any other machines on the network. And the other important thing to note here is that because our settings are synchronizing between main and backup, we should have the same machine name on both the main and backup systems, because that whole idea is those sources are going to flip from main to backup when the main machine goes down. So I'm just going to go to the status tab here. And one thing just to note here, in the Helm panel here that we're seeing, the API now allows you to determine the name of the machine that you're currently connected to. So this panel is connecting into the floating IP address. In other words, when we configure high availability, we can set a floating IP address. And that means that when the main machine goes down and backup takes over and assigns itself that address, this panel will automatically reconnect into the backup system. So I'm just going to stop let's just move this over a bit here. Just stop the main machine, the main RouteMaster system running here using the web UI. So we see it's gone into the stop state here. We'll see these status pages updating to show me what's going on. So a backup has detected that main has stopped. Backup system has now come online and is running. And the panel here has reconnected to the backup system. And now if I start making routes again, these routes are now being done by the backup RouteMaster, and everything is working as expected. So when the main machine, for example, now comes back online, so we'll just restart it here. The backup system will detect this and give away control of the floating IP address. So we should now see my main panel here. My panel here now connecting to main, and so indeed we've now got routing control from the main system again. So that's it. Very, very quick demonstration. Obviously, there are many different ways that your main system can fail. This way of just shutting down the RouteMaster system is one way. Behavior with NDI in other modes may be slightly different, but that's it for now. Thanks for watching.